Problems. Solving percent problems. Using proportions. Good job. You can represent A is P% of B using the proportion. A over B is equal to P over 100, or A over B times 100 is equal to P, which is how you find your grade on a test or a quiz in my class.
Actually,
that formula right there.
So what is A over B?
Top divided by bottom times 100.
If I got like a 50 over 100, I'd divide 50 over 100 and get a 50.
And then multiply by 100 and you have 50%.
Is that easy?
Where A
So the goal is
is a part of base B and P over 100 or P% is the percent. The percent equation. You can represent A is P% of B using the equation A equals P% times B, where A is a part of base B and P% is the percent. Types of percent problems.
Is that your wedding?
This? No.
Yo, it's Ryan.
I was told to bring this to you because Colton stole it.
From?
I don't know. Coach ended up telling me to bring it to you because Colton took it.
That's physical brain for what, 2?
No, he just got it taken out for that.
Interesting. Okay,
Because that's
thank you.
the one for
It's not somebody I have, but I will track them down. Alright, so the percent problem, we're going to make a little table here. We're going to have an example. And then we're going to have an equation. All right, so if we are told to find a percent, an example of this would be something like, what percent of 136 is 51?
It's a word problem.
Sort of. So 51 is equal to P% times 131, or 136, I don't know where I got 131 from. Divide by 136, so 51 over 136 is equal to P over 100, because P% can be written as P over 100. And so that's how we would like write it up to solve it.
So do you have to just write it like 51 over 136?
Yeah, I mean, we would end up multiplying it out and finding it. I'm just showing you how to set it up right now. We'll actually solve them when we get into the homework problems.
Is it going to be butterfly?
Not really. I mean, sort of, but not really. It depends on the problem. Find part of a base. So this would be something like, what number is 15%, clearly I can't talk today, of 88? So A is equal to 15% times 88. But we can't multiply like a percent number by this. So when we have a percent, we need to change it to a decimal. To do that, we move our decimal place to the left 2 points or 2 spots. So this would be
15%.
A is equal to 0.15 times 88. Yes.
Yeah, that's 15%.
Well, 15% of 88 is, if we multiplied that, we would get the number.
So it's just 0.5.
0.15. Then the last option is to find a base. So this would be something like 20 is 12.5% of what number? So this would be 20 is equal to 12.5% times B. So we would move this decimal place over 1, 2, and I would end up with, if I can get my pen to work, 20 is equal to 0.125 times B. Okay, because I moved the decimal place, and then I would divide by that. So 20 divided by 0.125 is equal to B. So as you can probably tell just by looking at this, this really comes down to wording, right? What percent, what number, this is this percent of what number, okay? So you've got to really pay attention to the wording to know what it's asking, or you're going to end up setting up your problem wrong and getting it wrong, okay? That's the trickiest part of this entire section. Use a proportion to answer the question. So this is like what we did in 3.5. Obviously, so they're going to be kind of set up like this, and we'll be solving them out that way to start with. So number 4, what percent of 120 is 66? So keyword here is what percent. So if I see that, I'm looking at this equation here, I'm setting it up this way, okay? So what percent of 136 is 51? It was 51 over 136 equals P over 100. And they want this one set up as a ratio, or as a proportion. So we do 66 over 120 is equal to P over 100. So then I multiply by that. 66 over 120 times 100 is equal to P. In the moment that you've all been waiting for, this is like the one section all year we get to use a calculator on. So if you have one, you can grab it.
Can I use my phone?
No.
Sean, you need a calculator.
No, I got it.
Where did mine's in my phone? Tyler took my
That's easy.
calculators.
It's like
Wonder why.
2.2.
I mean, yes, you could. This one's not that bad, but I'm just saying in general, you're going to want them dealing with all the decimals that we're going to be dealing with. So yes, I could take a 0 off of each of these things. I could say, well, 6 goes into 12, or 6 goes into 12 2 times, 6 goes into 66 11 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 11 is 55 is equal to P. Obviously, I could do it that way. However, it's faster with the calculator, and with all the different things we're going to be doing, you're going to end up with a bunch of decimal answers. So, just be aware of that. Six. What number is 60% of 85? So this one is like what we had in part 2 of our notes here. So I'm going to have the percent value. I usually just go ahead and write it as a decimal and then multiply it by whatever the number is. So 60% as a decimal is what?
0.6.
Yep, so 0.6 times 85. That's one, not, again, we could set this up and obviously multiply this by hand, but you have a calculator, so you can use it if you have a question.
Who needs a calculator?
Can I go see if ask Tyler if he has my calculator? Because I'm pretty sure he does.
After we're done. If it's not just in your locker, then just wait till we're done. If you want one right now, you can come use this one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Why did my calculator give me 51
Probably because you typed it in wrong.
For which one?
for number 6?
Oh,
Well, that's probably right.
I can't do it in my head.
Yes.
0.6 times 85?
You never
It's
did it.
51.
It should be a number that's smaller than that.
Times
0.6 times, whoops. 0.6 times 85. Yeah, 51.
8 times 6 is 48.
This is like how you would find the sale on something at the store when you go in, I don't know, whatever your favorite store is, and you have a 20% off coupon. What?
Sound like my math teacher from last year.
Oh, I was like, well, I am your math teacher, buddy.
Oh. Buddy. Hold on, pal.
Like Buddy the Elf.
Yo, I got 51 and I did it in my head. That just shows you don't even know. Yes, I did. I got it written out right here. Look. 85 times 0.6 is
8.
51.0.
42 is 200% of what number? So this one is going to be like the third option that we had here. So we take the number that we're given and set it equal to whatever that percent value is, but we'll write it as decimal times B. So this is going to be 42 is equal to 200%. This decimal's out here. I move it over 1, 2. Well, that just gives me a value of 2 as a decimal. So 2 times B. Then we divide by 2. So 21 is equal to B.
21 is equal to B.
Now, these ones said they wanted us to write them as a proportion. I would just use the percent equations, which is what I did on these last two. The first one, I would use a proportion. But the other two, I would just use the percent equations, and I don't care which way you go about finding it as long as you get to the right answer. But people tend to find these equations easier
So if we have a test on this, we can use the calculator.
on this section of stuff, yeah.
But what if I don't want to use the calculator?
Then you don't have to.
Actually,
But I don't have a whole lot of sympathy if you get it wrong and I let you use a calculator.
who would get it wrong?
Especially if you multiply wrong.
I didn't multiply wrong.
I
got
didn't say
51
you
for my
did.
last answer.
All right, what percent of 225 is 99?
So basically, aren't you going to put 99 over 245?
Yep. Now, I'm trying to find a percent. So just like how you would find your grade in this class, You can multiply this then by 100, and that's equal to P, which is your percent value. So then you can do 99 divided by 225, and then multiply that by 100. Or you can just take, if it's a decimal, move your decimal 2 places to the right and get your percent, but 44% is P. What number is 18% of 150? Anybody know how to set this one up? Is it like option 1, 2, or 3 from our chart? Option 1, 2, or 3? It's not what I asked. I said, which option is it like? 1, 2, or 3? 2. It's going to look like this. So that means A is equal to our decimal value times the number. So A is equal to 18% as a decimal is 0.18 times 150. And you get A is 27. Now, if you ever want to go back and check, you can take this number and divide it by 150. So 27 over 150. And when you do that, you get 0.18, which then would move the decimal place, so you'd have 18%. Okay, so that's a quick way you can kind of check it if you're not sure if you did it right. Um, 16. 189 is 90% of what number? Ideas on how I would set this one up?
Ooh, 189 equals 0.90 plus P.
Yep, so we move that decimal place over. So 189 is equal to 0.9 times B. Divide by 0.9. So 189 divided by 0.9 is equal to 210. Which is your answer. All right, how do we feel about those ones? Do we need to see any more, or are we okay on those ones for right now?
What do you mean on those? There's more?
Like, there's more that are a little bit more involved. Like, these are, like, the more simple ones. If we need to do another one, I can do another one. I'm just asking what y'all want. Yeah. 18. 70, sure. 71.5 is 52% of what number? Try this one on your own. And actually, at the same time, what number did I skip? 14. Also try 14 on your own because these are two different ones. What number is 82% of 215? So try both of those for a minute and see how you do. Huh?
Can I use your paint calculator? Oh, real? Oh, I like this one. That's so tough.
Good job, Taylor.
we have an answer for 18?
Yeah.
What do we get for 18?
137.5.
Should be 137.5. Do we have an answer for 14?
Nah.
176.3. 17.6.
176.3. So the first one was 71.5 is equal to 0.52 times B. We divided by 0.52 and got 137.5 is equal to B. And then the other one was A is equal to 0.82 times 215, which gives us 176.3. Oh, did anybody still need these? Are we good? Okay. 22. For 22 through 25, they tell us that n is equal to 25. And then they give us a problem statement. What percent of 140 is n plus 94? So, to set this up, we do n plus 94 over 140 times 100, right? Because I'm finding the percent, and this is equal to P. But I know that n is 25. They told me that in the instructions. So I'm going to replace n with 25. So P is equal to 25 plus 94 over 140 times 100. 25 and 94 is 1,000, or no, not 1,000. Wow, 119. Yep, over 140 times 100. I can cancel out a 0, and then I have 119 divided by 14 times 10, or yeah, times 10. Yep. So 85% is the percent for that one. All right, 24. Same thing. N is equal to 25. And then this question is, what number is 52% of 2n plus 15? Any ideas on how to set this one up?
You put the 25 equals 0.52. Wait, no.
0.52.
Trying to find what number. So A equals 0.52
times 2n
Plus
plus
15.
50.
Yep, and then now I just replace n with 25. So A is equal to 0.52 times, well, 2 times 25 is 50, so I'm going to go ahead and write it that way. So 50 plus 15. So A is 0.52 times 65. And then you can use your handy dandy calculator.
33.8.
So 33.8 is our number. All right, 2 short word problems, and then we're done.
How about one? Oh,
Okay,
no.
what? Do we have homework?
Not if you finish it in class. 26. Find the percent. Round your answer to the nearest whole percent if necessary. So 26 is a $3 tip for a
Ow.
$18.70 taxi fare. Maybe I should change this to Uber for y'all.
No, I like taxi.
That's also not how you spell fare. This is fine.
That's why you're not in English class.
Correct.
It's a different use of fare.
It's not like, oh, this is, it was a fair game. This is like money.
Yeah.
All right, so a $3 tip for an $18.70, we're just gonna say Uber fare. All right, so I'm trying to find the percent. They told me that in the instructions. So this would be just like you would find a grade in my class. So how would we set this one up?
Would you put
$3.
3 over 18?
0.7, yes. So we would have
100.
3 over 18.7 times 100.
Equals. Y'all got that?
Okay, I got that. 18.
16%.
My back hurts.
16.
All right, 28. 90 rock CDs out of 125 CDs. So how would I set this one up?
To find the percent,
Yep.
would it be 90 over 125?
Yep.
Times 100?
And just so you know, these instructions do say to round to the nearest whole percent if it comes out to be like a decimal value. Just FYI. I'm not typically that picky about that, but. Not possible. 72.
Alright, can I see how you multiply it?
It's just 90 divided by 125 times 100.
Oh, I did it the opposite.
That would
I did
explain it.
125 divided by
If you have a small number divided by a bigger number, you can't have a number bigger than 100. Which was my clue to know you were wrong.
okay.
All right, any questions on this? Again, you're really going to have to pay attention to the wording of these problems when you get to the quiz and the test. Okay, I don't try to intentionally trick you, but the wording just sometimes does, so just be aware of that. Yes.
Can I go get my calculator?
As soon as I write the homework and you write it down.
Can I go get
3 through 17 odd, and then 23 through 29 odd.